But Montague is bound, as well as I, in penalty alike, and 'tis not hard, I think, for men as old as we to keep the peace.
Of honourable reckoning are you both, and pity 'tis you lived at odds so long. But for now, my lord, what say you to my suit?
But saying o'er what I have said before, my child is yet a stranger in the world. She hath not seen the change of 14 years. Let 2 more summers wither in their pride, ere we may think her to be ripe to be a bride.
Younger than she, our happy mother's maid.
And too soon marred are those so early made. Earth has swallowed all my hopes but she. She's the hopeful lady of my earth. But woo her, gentle Paris, get her heart. My will to her consent is but a part. And she agreed, within the scope of choice, lies my consent and fair according voice. This night I hold an old accustomed feast, whereto I invite many a guest, such as I love, and you among the store. One more, most welcome, makes my numbers more. At my poor house look to behold this night, earth-treading stars that make dark heaven light. Such comfort as do lusty young men feel when wear a well-apparelled April on the heel of limping winter treads, even such delight among fresh fennel buds shall I have this night. Inherit at my house, here all see, and like her, most who merit most shall be, which, on more view of many, mine, being one, may stand in number, through in reckoning none. Come, go with me. Go, Sirha, trudge about, through fair Verona, find those persons out, whose names are written here, and to them say, my house, and welcome on their pleasure stay.
Find them out whose names are written here. It is written that the shoemaker should meddle with his yard, and the tailor with his lass, and the fisher with his pencil, and the painter with his nets. But I am sent to find those persons whose names are here writ, and can never find what names the written person hath here writ. I must to the learned, in good time.
Nurse, where's my daughter? Call her forth to me.
Now by my maidenhead at 12-year-old, I bade her come. What lamb, what ladybird, God forbid, where's that girl? What Juliet?
How now? Who calls?
Your mother.
Madam, I am here. What is your will?
This is the matter. Nurse, give leave a while. We must talk in secret. Nurse, come back again. I have remembered me. Thou wast here of our council. Thou knowest my daughter is of a pretty age.
Faith, I can tell her age in 2 an hour.
She's not 14.
I'll lay 14 of my teeth, and yet be it spoken, I have but 4. She's not 14. How long is it now till Lammastide?
A fortnight and odd days.
Even or odd, of all days in the year, come Lammas Eve at night shall she be 14. Susan and she, God rest all Christian souls, are of an age. Well, Susan is with God. She was too good for me. But as I said, on Lammas Eve night she shall be 14. That she shall. Mary, I remember it well. 'Tis since the earthquake, now 11 years, and she was weaned. I never shall forget it. For I had then laid wormwood to my dug, sitting in the sun under the dove-house wall. My lord and you were then at Mantua. Nay, I do bear a brain. But as I said, when it did taste the wormwood on the nipple of my dug and felt it bitter, pretty fool, to see it touching and fall out with the dug. Shake, quoth the dove-house, 'twas no need I trow to bid me trudge. And since that time it is 11 years. For then she could stand high lone, nay, by the rood, she could have run and waddled all about, for even the day before she broke her brow. And then my husband, God be with his soul, he was a merry man, took up the child. Yea, quoth he, do thou fall upon thy face? Thou wilt fall backwards when thou hast more wit. Wilt thou not, Jewel? And by my holly dam, the pretty wretch left crying, and said I, to see now how a jest shall be made about. I warrant and I should live 1,000 years, I never shall forget it. Wilt thou not, Jewel? And the pretty fool, it stinted and said I.
Enough of this. I pray thee hold thy peace.
Yes, madame, yet I cannot choose but laugh, to think it should leave crying, and say I. And yet I warrant had upon its brow a bump as big as a cockerel's stone, a perilous knock, and it cried bitterly. Yea, quoth my husband, false upon thy face? Thou wilt fall backward, and when thou comest to age. Wilt thou not, Jewel? It stinted, and said I.
And sit thou too, I pray thee, nurse, say I.
Peace, I have done. God mark thee to his grace. Thou wast the prettiest babe that I e'er nursed, and I might live to see thee married once I have my wish.
Mary, that Mary is the very theme I came to talk of. Tell me, daughter Juliet, how stands your disposition to be married?
It is an honor that I do not of.
In honor, was not I thine only nurse, I would say thou hast sucked wisdom from thy teeth.
Well, think of marriage now. Younger than you here in Verona, ladies of esteem are made already mothers. Why, by my count, I was your mother much upon these years that you are now a maid. Thus then, in brief, the valiant Paris seeks you for his love.
A man, young lady, such a man. In all the world, why is he such a man of wax?
Verona's summer hath not such a flower.
Nay, he's a flower, in faith, a very flower.
What say you? Can you love this gentleman? This night you shall behold him at our feast. Read o'er the volume of young Paris's face, and find delight writ there with beauty's pen. Examine every married lineament, and see how one another lends content, and what obscured in this fair volume lies, find written in the margin of his eyes. This precious book of love, this unbound lover, to beautify him only lacks a cover. This fish lives in the sea, and 'tis much pride, for fair without the fair within to hide. That book in many's eyes doth share the glory, that in gold clasps locks in golden story. So shall you share all that he doth possess, by having him, making yourself no less.
No less? Nay, bigger. Woman grow by men.
Speak briefly. Can you like of Paris's love?
I'll look to like if looking liking move, but no more deep lie and dart my eye than your consent gives me strength to make it fly.
Madam, the guests are come. Supper served up. You called. My young lady asked for. The nurse cursed in the pantry, and everything in extremity. I must hence to wait. I beseech you, follow straight.
We follow thee. Juliet, the county stays.
Go, girls, seek happy nights to happy days.